Hi Pisces, this is your reading for April 1st to 7th, 2021. And I hope it's going to be a good one. I've been shuffling for a long time to try to get these darn cards shuffled well enough, and I hope I'm almost getting there. I do a big shuffle before I start recording, so just know that I'm serious about this shuffling effort. It is spring. It is starting to get good out, and I hope we have a great year ahead in spring and summer and everything else. And I hope that this reading is miraculous for you. So, something jumped out at us, and it's the Five of Swords. So I'm just going to do a little 12-card reading here, and then I am going to pull one extra card for your weekly reading. Wow. This is unbelievable. This is almost exactly the same. I shuffled for like 20 minutes before I started this video. And then I shuffled a little bit more. And this is, it is like the identical, this card wasn't in the last spread. This card wasn't in the last spread. I don't think this one was either, or Justice. But, or no, this one wasn't either. Was this one? Yes, this one was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these cards were in your last spread. When I say your last spread, I mean the month of April reading that I did for you, for Pisces, for April 2021. 7 cards are the same. Boy, when those cards want to assert themselves, they find a way to do it. I mean, there's no doubt of that. Okay, and one more card. Okay, that one's different. Hooray. So this might be a bit repetitive if you also watch the monthly overview. But you'll, hopefully some of this makes sense to you. So this card, the Five of Swords, sometimes known as the Sore Winner card, you've got this guy here, and he's achieved some kind of a victory because the other people are walking away defeated, and he's got all these swords, so he's the winner. He looks a little bit smug, or that tends to be the perception about this guy. So if you do have some kind of a victory and, you are in a position of power over other people in this situation, maybe try not to be too much of a sore winner if you're that sort of person. You guys tend to be a bit compassionate usually, so maybe you're not. Sometimes people read this depending on the circumstance, and I'm not really seeing anything that, would make me latch on to what exactly this is for sure. Some people read this as somebody's the victim here, or the defeated person, however you want to put it. I always take this, in my life as a reminder to not to be too cocky about a win. That's just how I take it. This card, this is another one of those ones where I have a different take on it than most people. This guy is hanging on to these pentacles for dear life, and a lot of people say this means it's somebody who's being stingy, somebody who's withholding, somebody who's, not a generous person, that kind of thing. I don't really find that to be true, depending on the situation. I have a friend who I read for, and me, and both of us, we both really are into our kids. We don't want our kids to live far away from us. We want to keep our families together even when the kids are all grown up, that kind of thing. And so I always think of this card with the two of us, and we're born a day apart. Different years, but one day apart on the zodiac chart kind of thing. We are always trying to be with our kids and stuff, and keep them with us. So I always think of that card as trying to hang on to what you've got, whether it be your children, whether it be something else, just trying to hang on to what you've got. It doesn't necessarily mean being stingy. It could. I mean, it certainly could, depending on the placement and things like that. But that's just my idea of it. This one is usually about a balancing act. Whether it's your home life versus your social life, whether it's your home life versus your Work life, there's some kind of balancing act that you're juggling to try to get it in balance. This one, the High Priestess, also from the overview, is about going within, trying to look into your subconscious, trying to um, kind of find yourself, look inside yourself, gain knowledge, gain wisdom about yourself. Some of the modern readings talk about self-care. It's a very female card. Women are usually into a lot of self-care, whether it be mental self-care, whether it be physical self-care, you know, taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, beautifying yourself, all that stuff. Um, you know, taking care of your health, gaining wisdom, and really tapping into your intuition. That is the biggest thing that you can take away from the High Priestess. Of course, Pisces individuals tend to be very intuitive, so this is a good card for you. I mean, not because you're not already intuitive, but because, you can tap into it probably on a higher level than a lot of different people. This card is the card of somebody who is working hard and maybe is a little disenchanted about the benefits that they're reaping, which they don't feel are enough, or maybe not coming fast enough, that little bit of disillusionment about all of that. But this is happening. The work is happening. So don't be disheartened over what's happening. You're doing well. It's good. And say it's a job and you're not thrilled about it. Well, you can change that. And say it's a health issue and you're not thrilled about it. You can also change that, perhaps. You know what? Not perhaps. You can change it. Change things and things will change. I mean, that's just the way it is. So you can change anything. You have a lot of power, a huge amount of power, a crazy amount of power. We are creatures who, don't tap into everything we've got. But if we do, we have great power. So this is another card that was in that other thing. It's a card of arguing. Sometimes it's a bit of a training exercise with kids, learning stuff. But most of the time it's a card about conflict, arguments. So if you have that going on in your life, perhaps that could be addressed. Sometimes a simple conversation can help these things, or a change of attitude. I'm not saying you always have to be the one to knuckle under. You certainly don't. If you're in the right, you're in the right. But maybe if both parties could bend a little bit, come to some kind of an understanding, usually that is better for both sides. And then the King of Swords. He's a good guy, an intellectual guy, runs a good kingdom. He's a good person. He knows a lot. He has a lot of knowledge. A very strong individual, very calculating. So if this is somebody then that's a good person to have around, probably for a variety of reasons. And, maybe it's your father, maybe it's your uncle, maybe it's your friend. I don't know, but whoever it is, that could be somebody in your life. If it isn't, it could be a side of you, side of your personality that sometimes you tap into, or it could be something that you need to do something. Like maybe you need a more calculating attitude than your normal attitude, which may be a little bit more passionate, say, when you're deciding something, instead of just being, instead of following your heart, this might be about following your head a little more in a situation. And this card, which sometimes we call the arrows of love, it's about something rushing in very, very, very quickly. Could be a love situation. This card was in the last reading also, the overview. I mean, it's just really kind of incredible. So this one is very fast, something in action, coming in very swiftly. And sometimes it is that love relationship that just sweeps you off your feet. And these two were next to each other in the last spread. I think they might have been reversed, but they were still next to each other. And this one, the Knight of Cups, he's about passion. He's about love and passion and interpersonal relationships, sometimes bringing a message of love. And the fact that once again it has managed to end up next to this card is just so incredibly interesting to me. And here it is. Maybe this is a love relationship. Maybe this guy is bringing in the love. Maybe he is the lover. I want to know, please, please, Pisces, let me know if you have a new love in your life. And if any of this is making sense, if the whole reading as a whole, if it's good, if it's bad, if it's accurate for you, please let me know. And just your opinion in general. This woman is very healthy looking and happy looking and prosperous and calm. She's in a beautiful setting in a garden with a bird and, surrounded by nature. Very happy, prosperous, positive card. This is, being in a place where you want to be. I mean, everything's going well. There's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to panic about. Excuse me. And it's a great card. And right next to it, more pentacles. And really a good card. The 10. This is the 9 of Pentacles. This is the 10 of Pentacles. And this one is all about home and family. A good home, a good family. Feeling safe and secure. And having the resources you need. And, being healthy and living to a ripe old age. It can also mean a card of inheritance. It's about family matters. So that's also a possibility. And justice, another wonderful card. Justice is, if you have a court case that's ongoing or happening now, you will probably win when you get the justice card. And, that has tended to be a constant theme when I pull this card. If you have some kind of legal question, the answer will be yes. And you will receive justice of some kind. Something that you may feel is unjust may be given to you. Sometimes justice is something as simple as an apology. Maybe you don't have any court cases pending, but you're angry at somebody and they may come to you with an apology or some means of bringing you justice for the situation. So being that this is a general reading, I'm not, giving really specific answers here to anything. It's this could be this for you and this could be that for you. But hopefully it makes sense to you and I would love to know about it. I forgot this card, which I will do now. This is a guy who's strong and decisive and he's trying to put something into action. But while all that is true, and he's very, strong and firm in his resolve to do it, but he's also a bit defensive. He's fought battles and he feels like he might have to fight to, stay firm in his convictions, which he's willing to do. But he's doing it. He's in action. He's making something happen. You've got some wands here. 3 wands. You've got some pentacles here. 4 pentacles. 5 pentacles. So pentacles relate to health and wealth and security. And you've got 5 of them. And then you've got this love situation here. So let me know how it goes. Have a great week ahead, and I hope to see you soon.